Вітаю! Брифінг присвячений викриттю пропаганди та фейків.
Greetings. Briefing devoted to exposing propaganda and fakes. The first topic that has become very frequent in recent days from Russian liars and propagandists is something like either capturing, destroying or selling foreign equipment that our partners supply in order to drive the aggressor out of the territory of Ukraine. In particular, Russian propagandists actively picked up the thesis about the alleged destruction of two HIMARS multiple rocket launch systems, but at the same time they point to the location of the destroyed equipment where it had never been. This information thrown in is refuted by the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. We note that these reports do not correspond to reality and are nothing but another Russian fake. The HIMARS missile system provided by American partners are constantly inflicting devastating strikes on strategically important enemy positions. This leads to enormous losses in equipment, personnel and supplies for the occupation troops, the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reports. The Russian propagandists report about the alleged sale of foreign equipment that was supplied to Ukraine are also lies. In particular, the liars quote reports from the unknown Bulgarian website Bulgarian Military. Two Caesar howitzers were sold for $120,000 each, at a real cost of $7 million. The commentator of this message is an unknown expert named Sebastian Levy. He is described as an analyst for the Bulgarian military website. However, it turns out that he is a researcher on climate change and the public attitude to this problem. At the same time, he had nothing to do with military issues. Thus, by reporting on the destruction or sale of equipment, Russian propagandists are trying to reduce the motivation of foreign partners to transfer military equipment to Ukraine. These reports are false, and the weapons which are being transferred by the partners change the advantage on the battlefield in favor of Ukraine. Meanwhile, the leader of Chechnya, Ramzan Kadyrov, who is an official person in Russia, has stooped to the point of publishing fake videos with President Zelensky's supposed call for surrender. These messages made by the actor are posted on the official accounts of the leader of Chechnya. This indicates that the level of civil service in the Russian Federation has hit another bottom. So in particular, Kadyrov published this video with the note urgent, and allegedly it was recorded in the office of the President of Ukraine. Such clumsy fakes are an example of yet another degradation of the civil service in Russia. Similarly, in the Russian Federation, propagandists are trying to change the face of their aggression, and once again they promote the boy Alyosha from the Belgorod region, who met Russian tanks with flowers. Now this boy was depicted in a wooden sculpture which was installed in the city of Omutninsk. Thus, they try to use children's images in their propaganda, which corresponds to the worst practices of Nazi Germany. And in Ukraine itself, in recent days, we have witnessed the propaganda activity of one of the political forces, which declares its intention to return to power in order to sow discord between the political and military leadership of Ukraine. Thus, using the latest information messages of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, this political force tries to oppose the military and political leadership to each other. These reports, unfortunately, are an example of how, even in times of war, some political forces do not stop trying to earn political dividends. Such activity is absolutely unacceptable when all of Ukraine is defending its territories from the aggressor state. This concludes the briefing. Traditionally, I urge you not to trust propagandists, but to trust exclusively the Ukrainian media and political and military leadership. See you.